The southeast region of Nigeria has abstained from participating in the End Bad Governance protest, and quite noticeably too. It said that in the last couple of days, the development comes on the heels of recent tensions and calls for Igbos to leave other parts of Nigeria. Now, compared to the northern turnout, SBM intelligence reports that there were no protests in states like Abia, Imo, Anambra on day one of the protest, and records of same on subsequent days.
Now, SBM intelligence reports suggest that there is a significant fear that Igbo involvement in the protest could be misinterpreted as rebellion, or their activism could be labeled as an attempt to overthrow the government or make it uncomfortable. Joining us is the former secretary to the Abia State government and former commissioner for information Abia State, Honorable Ralph Egbu. Good morning and thanks for joining us, Honorable.
Yes, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me this morning.
You're welcome. All right, so let's start first of all with your broad perspective on the reason the Southeast was quiet during the End Bad Governance protest.
Well, I would think it's an erroneous position being put out there that Southeast didn't participate or opted out. That may not be entirely true. The picture, because I live in the Southeast myself and I'm a political player, in-depth political player, will be the fact that, let me come a little low and I hope our listeners will understand. Zebrudaya says, I know you know the popular Zebrudaya play. He said he has seen 99, what is 100? The people of the zone have become very used to hardship. Since after the Civil War, when the Nigerian state declared the 3 R's, they said the reconstruction, rehabilitation, and which other one? The 3 R's. None was ever implemented. None. We can see the speed with which the federal government, especially under Buhari administration, created the Northeast Development Commission, and to say bring quick rehabilitation to a place that the issues of banditry and insurgency is yet to be abated. But in the Southeast, yes, they were defeated in a civil war where they wanted them to be Nigerians. And as I speak, nearly 64 years or about 63 years after that civil war, the Southeast is on record to have the worst state of infrastructure. The roads are so terrible. The electricity connections and stations are the most dilapidated you can find anywhere in the world. No industries except those raised by the local population. Nothing at all. So it's not like they said they won't participate. Sometimes there is power in silence. You remember they have been agitating and they said they call it, what do you call it, secession. And we are leaders. I am part of the leadership, called leadership of the Igbo people. And when the young ones say a secession, we know, we who play politics know that there's nothing like secession. It can be the highest level of anger. And how do perceptive leaders who want to build a nation state address it? You address it by saying, okay, come, let's talk.
Before Honorable Egbu, apologies. I just want to, clarify. Yes. Are you saying that the Southeast participated, but through silence, or they are maybe just focused on other things?
Silence. There's potency. When they decide to say we resign to fate, you should be worried. Silence is ominous. So when they say, we are used to it, let's leave it that way. We have been killed. Imagine what was happening in Kaduna and Katsina, where protesting citizens, Kano and Kaduna had to jump on armored. If we had been Southeast, how many people would have gone down by now? You are talking of one. I just saw your reviews, and they are talking about one person, and there is hysteria everywhere. But what of a case where hundreds, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 have been just eliminated, and nobody asks questions? So when a people in a nation are calm and angry, calmness can also portend anger.
All right.
Not necessarily against the present administration, though. Not necessarily.
Okay. I want us to talk about something that I had seen the leader, a traditional leader, the national vice president of the Igbo social cultural group, Igbo, Damian Okeke Ogene, had talked about, in an interview, talked about how the Igbo people were treated. And I'm going to quote what was said. He said that the people of the region had become tired of seeking freedom, relevance, and equal treatment in Nigeria. The traditional ruler also said that the region had also been frustrated with their failed quest to produce Nigeria's president. So now we have cried enough, we have been cheated enough, we don't have anything to do, so we instead kept quiet and started praying to our God. Whenever God feels to answer us, we are descendants of Israel, he will answer us. Anyway, but you've heard what he said. You know, I'd like you to maybe further elaborate on what this thought process might be like, and, you know, if some of the things or the points he has highlighted are part of the reasons that Ndi will refuse to be a part of this process.
It's not about president of Nigeria. A president of Nigeria with the configuration may not favor the Igbos. Take it from me. And a few of us Igbo instruction, maybe to ask our son, we have made it to the, but that is not the issue. We had chief of army staff, a population of Nigeria that many Igbo, and so that is what I'm saying is not fundamental. The fundamental thing, and which the president that I wish well, Bola Tinubu, I wish him well. Never mind the accidents and Bobby traps he couldn't see and is bumping into. What I expected to see in his address would have been that even the pattern, even the divisions are shown in the process lessons for proper development of Nigeria. He decided to protect them. What he's telling you is that the nation is highly polarized and no meaningful development can take place under this atmosphere. That is the truth. It's a journey gradually towards normalization of Nigeria. God forbid. I love this country. That should be a baseline for the black man all over. But we must do things properly. If you were to address cardinal issues, it's not about even Igbo presidency, like I'm telling you. It's now an urgency of the Nigerian nationalities to say what they want. Do we agree in Nigeria? Which the answer is likely to be yes. And we say, what is the vision? What is the template? So all this issue of, I am a journalist by training. I practiced in Lagos before coming back to go into public service. When I go back to every paper where I've worked that I stocked in my study magazines, where the issue of petrol has been there since we found oil in this country. All right. The issue of electricity has been there. I'm with you.
Yeah, Honor, just, final question. I would like that you quickly also respond to Governor Peter Umba, Dave Umahi, Hope Uzodimma, and a few others. I've seen reports, of them commending people from the Southeast for not taking part in the protest, against President Bola Tinubu. Is there a lot of people in the Southeast that agree with, those views from their governors, from the Southeastern states?
We have gone past the governors, people who enjoy the perks of office talking. We've gone past that. No governor was responsible for the attitude of the Igbos, you see. It's just self-wisdom. If you have tried it in and say, Igbos have made the greatest contribution to create the modern Nigeria. You have had where you are, I don't know where you are, whether you're in Nigeria or in Lagos. You are hearing Igbo must go. Because we left here and we feel that wherever we go, we make it a home, that Nigeria should be a home to all. So Igbos have made the greatest contribution to the modern Nigeria. So it was not by the instrument. We've gone past governors taking position. They can take position for self-survival. But the Igbos have shown you that they can do. Nobody went to a meeting to say in Enugu or in Imo or so. But the general feel is that we are used to. This is something we have been clamoring since we were defeated. We agree we were defeated. But we think that we can build a new nation where the industry and vision of the Igbo man can be given a vent. But it hasn't been so. So it's unfortunate. What I'm saying is not even an ethnic thing. Ethnicism should be condemned. Religion, we've tried it, it's not working. Let's sit down and decide the Nigeria that can work for us. We have university who produce, including people like you. Somebody was even telling me the other day, the last interview I granted their correspondent, he said, media is responsible. When will we stop displaced aggression and misdirection of issues. The cardinal problem is what kind of Nigeria do we want, and what is the pathway? What is the template for developing Nigeria? So I think that is the cardinal question. We've gone past whether Governor Mbang spoke or he didn't speak. What is the other one? Imo State. Whether he spoke. We've gone past there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've gone past
there. Yeah. Well, interesting, and I'm guessing, for those who are watching us from the Southeast, I'm guessing a lot of them will agree with you with regards to the representation that they feel from their political leaders. Honorable Igbo, thank you very much for joining us. Unfortunately, we didn't have the very best quality of network from you, but we will, reschedule another date where we can have your thoughts on very, very topical issues aside the Southeast, general, across the whole country, on a later day. Thank you very much for joining us once again.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
With pleasure.